I want to be sure. What is the role of that submission that is written in verse 22 to the wives? What does it mean? Because my idea of submission is service. I don't have any other way to explain what I believe submission is. I have a scripture here that I want to reconcile. Okay. You've explained headship in correlation with our value to each other. So a man is a team captain as a head. Now, I'm opening Ephesians 5.
Yeah, the popular one.
Yeah, the popular one that has been used so many times. And I want to reconcile what we've just discussed to the idea of submission. Because I have an ideology about it, and I just want to be sure. Now, 21 says, submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of God.
You began from 21.
Yes, there's a because usually everybody begins from 22. And ChatGPT must be tired of me by now.
Oh.
I went online and I checked, and what I got, I stand to be corrected, that in the original letter by Apostle Paul to the church in Ephesus, the Greek word that is translated to submit only appears in the portion that is verse 21. Because I know the original text didn't come in verses. But that word, hypotasso, was only written in that verse 21's portion. It was not written in verse 22.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I see.
That was what I read.
I'm actually surprised because normally the people that did King James, when they are not sure of a particular word,
they should italicize. They should italicize the word. Yeah. So what I read online that it's supposed to read is, after you say submitting yourselves one to another in the fear of God, it should be wives to your husbands as unto the Lord. That's what should be there. And so the submit in verse 22 is inferred in verse 21. Now, I've still seen some people have discussed, even ladies, have discussed this with and say submission is for the wife. Okay. And I don't just want to run with the idea that I believe that we submit ourselves one to another. I believe as a husband, your leadership is your own submission. I believe your own leadership is you submitting yourself, because verse 25, very, very, I believe that any man who goes through verse 25 to 33 would sit down and think very well about what it means to be a husband. Yeah. Because the TPT of verse 25 was very scary for me to read.
Oh, can I have it?
The TPT of verse 25 says this. It says, I'm in Ephesians 6 here. Let me just change to Ephesians 5. Okay, so verse 25, TPT says, and to the husband, you are to demonstrate love to your wives with the same tender devotion that Christ demonstrated to us, his bride. For he died for us, sacrificing himself, to make us holy and pure, cleansing us through the showering of pure water and of the word. All he does is designed to make us mature, to make us a mature church for his pleasure, until we become the source of praise to him, glorious, radiant, beautiful, holy, without fault. Husbands have an obligation to loving and caring for their wives the same way they love and care for their own bodies. For to love your wife is to love your own self. No one abuses his own body, but pampers it, serving and satisfying its needs. That's exactly what Christ does for the church. He serves and satisfies us as members of his body. For this reason, a man leaves his father and his mother, loving, holding his wife. The rest is this. Now, I want to be sure. What is the role of that submission that is written in verse 22 to the wives? What does it mean? Because my idea of submission is service. I don't have any other way to explain what I believe submission is other than service. Because the TPT of Ephesians 21 says, out of your reference for Christ, be supportive of each other in love. Fear of God in KJV was changed to reference for Christ. Submission in KJV was changed to supportive of each other in love. I think the RSV, the easy to read version, says it like this. Verse 21, be willing to serve each other out of respect for Christ. So, and I don't want to go on having young people that come under me in church in my department, and we have this discussion, and then I just go and tell them this is what it means. It's just service. So I want to know.
Okay, thank you. I really don't think, first of all, thank you for all the things you have shared with me. Some of them are totally new to me, in spite of all my years and things, Yeah. Now, I don't want us to limit it to service, because the issue of deferment deferring one to another, okay, comes into play in this submission thing. We said earlier on that the leader that God has made the man is the wife that enables it. If those people, if they make up their mind that your so-called leading, you will not do it successfully in this house, believe me, you won't. I can tell you that much. I've pastored for 40 years, so I know what I'm talking about. Do you understand me? I know what I'm talking about. There's a particular lady, in fact, not one, several of them. I had to tell them, look, the way you are running your life, I don't like it. Why do I say I don't like it? You respect me, pastor. You respect me more than your husband. I've seen it clearly. If you continue to respect us more than you respect your husband, you're not going to get the best out of this man. They made sure the man couldn't lead anything, could not provide any leadership. We provide leadership because they allow us to provide leadership. Because you can't hack it down, you can't force it down their throat. Are you following me?
Yes, sir.
So let's come back to this thing about submission. It's one of these reasons I believe that an aspect of this submission certainly is the service that you have spoken to. I believe that another aspect of it is this deferring one to another. I'm going to give you an illustration. I belong to, and you probably belong to that as well, an old students association of my school. Okay? We often have the national president. Okay? At times, because of the time we left school, the national president is somebody many years behind us. Some of them didn't even meet us in school. For example, presently, my present national president didn't even meet me in school at all.
Wow.
As in at all. Are you following? If I was somebody that gave, that had a child at 22, I would have had this national president. Is that, Yeah. But it's my president. So I have to respect that office. I still have to submit. This is what the president wants us to do. Who do it? Now that's one form of submission. Are you following?
Yes.
Let's leave the national president, the class president. Okay? By the grace of God, I'm kind of influential in my class. So people often believe that nobody can become the president in this class without Lanre's influence. They have that funny belief. Are you listening?
Yes.
But whether it is true or not, the moment somebody becomes president, that person, as far as I'm concerned, is president. That's why we call you president.
Yes, sir.
You must be presidential.
Yes.
You must do stuff properly. One of us passed on recently. Some of us got the information first. Okay? And I was like, don't be in a hurry to put this thing on our forum. The person who has the right to put it on the forum is the president. So we're going to call the president, inform her that this is what has happened, what has happened. It's your call to put it on the forum. She didn't put it at 2 o'clock. She didn't put it at 4 o'clock. She didn't put it at 7 o'clock. There's nothing we could do. She finally put it at 9:30. It's a call. That's why we call you president. And I'm going to respect that person as long as he bears that title president. Somebody will come to me and say, hey, Larry, what's that matter? What's really going on there? This is your president. I don't have time for her. I like to get my information. You won't get it from me. It won't be from me. If you are telling me you don't reckon with this person, you want to get your information from me, you're not going to get it from me. Why? Because I respect that office. Do you understand me? If we call her president, then she is, until she drops that title or she steps out of that office. It's submission.
Okay.
Do you understand
Yes.
me? It's still submission. So you get. So at times now, when it comes to with the husband also, you're going to have to do that so that things can run properly. It's not because you are a coward that you are submitting. It's not because you are smaller that you are submitting. I like a friend of mine. He makes a statement. He says, he knows what he's talking. He knows that if two heads make a decision together, it's more likely to be. Do you understand?
Yes, a better decision than if one person did.
So it's not because he's smaller. It's not because he's weaker. It's not because of anything. It's because he has agreed that I'm going to live my life with this person, and he will be our leader. I hope you understand.
Yes.
So when he says submit one to another in the fear of God, there are times when we are as a church, we are not in any relationship. We are just as a church. Okay? And we do this submitting to one another. We just let her have her way for the sake of the common good of the church. You just let him have his way for the sake of the common good of the church. But when we now bring it to marriage, all right, to marriage, again, it's still allowing this man to lead for the common good of the church.
Okay.
That's the way it's supposed to be. Let me make you laugh quickly before you go to your next question. I know one family. When the children committed some offense, the man will tell them, wait until your mommy comes. Don't you see it's the other way around? In most places, it's the woman that will say, wait until your daddy comes. This one, he will say, wait until your mommy comes. Your mommy will deal with you. Do you understand?
Yes.
That's the one that works for him. That's the one that works for him. You get me?
Okay.
Sit down there, begin to say all kinds of things. Each person knows the one that works for him.
So now, I have a little dilemma I'm still dealing with.
Yeah.
Now, we've talked about leadership of a man, establishing that it is more ideal, in fact, God's ideal for a man to lead. Does there come a place in day-to-day marriage, not just a broad perspective, day-to-day marriage where, as a man, the best way you can lead is to let the woman lead? Is that a thing? Is it possible?